Hello, hi, Sawadee-krap. Well, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to join this webinar. So I guess this Thailand Golden Visa got your attention, and that's the reason why you are here, because you would like to find out about how this Thailand Golden Visa works. You have an intention to come to Thailand to stay for a couple of months or maybe even years, and you want a place you can call home, or second home to send the kids to school. So whatever the reason is, this Thailand Golden Visa sounds quite appealing, and you would like to find out more. Well, this is the right place. So today in this webinar, what I'm trying to do is to go through this Thailand Golden Visa program in detail with you. Now, apart from that, I would also like to present two projects to you. One actually in Bangkok and another one in Phuket, because this Thailand Golden Visa program requires you to actually invest in a property in Thailand. It has to be a completed project for a minimum investment amount of 3 million Thai baht, which is just 95,000 US dollars. So I have two options for you. And then finally, I'll conclude my webinar to show you what is the next step if you are interested. All right. Now, before I begin, let me quickly introduce myself and our company. So my name is Kingston. I'm the founder and CEO of Asia Bankers Club. So a bit about myself, I'm a Malaysian. I lived here in Hong Kong for more than 20 years. I used to be an investment banker at Morgan Stanley, and I left the industry in 2012 to start running this group of a real estate company. And in about 2 years or 3 years ago, actually, I started venturing into business in the UAE. And I was actually in the midst of relocating my entire family to Dubai. But of course, now with what's happening, I have to put that on hold for a while. But anyway, coming back to our company. So Asia Bankers Club is in fact a 100% owned subsidiary of a holding company called IFCX. And IFCX at the top, we have a couple of shareholders, myself as the largest shareholder, and the second largest shareholder is in fact Black Capital, which was this announcement was done last year, mid of last year. So Black Capital is the family office of Mr. Lawrence Ho. Now, Mr. Lawrence Ho is the owner and the chairman and CEO of Melco Resorts in Macau. So he basically runs the City of Dreams, the casino business for the whole family. Now, having the Black Capital to be our shareholder, of course, I hope that shows you a lot of confidence in our company, and that gives us a lot of credibility as well. Anyway, now let's come back to our topic, Thailand, all right, land of smiles. Everybody is very happy here. Welcome to Thailand. So now let's go through the Golden Visa program. I guess this is the main part, right, where you are really interested. You want to know how it works, right? So a lot of people, on the internet, social media, everybody just simplify it, right? You can just buy a property and you get Golden Visa for the whole family. But, I guess nobody has really gone into the small detail exactly how this work, and apart from buying property, what else can you do, so this is this presentation. I want to dive into very, very detailed, so you actually have a thorough understanding of this program. All right, now anyway, let's talk about the Golden Visa programs. I mean, in Thailand there are actually quite a lot of programs. I mean, you probably heard about the Thai Elite program, which is a VIP program. You have to pay quite a lot of money to get a 5, 10, 20 years kind of VIP fast track treatment at the airport, long stay, that kind of stuff. There is a VIP program, right? You actually pay a lot. There is a Thailand retirement visa, which is for people who are age 50 and above. So it's actually totally very different from what we are talking now, right? So the most ideal Golden Visa programs actually boils down to these two here in front of you, which is basically on one hand is the long-term residence visa, which is a 10-year program and renewable. And another one is something that's just been announced late last year, which is the 3 million Thai baht investor visa, also known as the long stay visa program. All right. Now, for the first one, here about the 10-year program, this has been going around for almost 2 years now. So for the 10-year program, you actually need to invest quite a lot, $500,000 US. But on top of getting the visa to stay for long term in Thailand, you get some VIP treatments as well, like the fast track at the airport, so you do not have to queue at the immigration, things like that. All right. So, but this one is it's slightly more expensive. It's for longer tenure, but you can renew every 5 years. In fact. So if you guys are interested, we can of course send you more information. But what I would really want to focus today is more on this one, because we are getting a lot of inquiries, especially after the Thai government announced this program last year. All right. So the Thailand long stay golden visa, basically, how it works is that you need to invest in property, and there's another way which I'll come to later, which is renting property. You can actually rent property and still be eligible for the golden visa. Okay. But let's talk about the buying property first, right? Buying property, you can actually buy freehold property or leasehold property. Oh, by the way, before I forget, if you guys have any question, please help to raise those questions in the chat box. We'll do our best to come back to you. If I can't answer that live, we will actually reply to you after the webinar. All right. Anyway, coming back to here, so we're talking about investing in property, right? So you can do freehold or leasehold. Now, the way it works in Thailand is that for most condominiums, they are freehold condominiums. So you can buy them on the freehold title, right? But why are we talking about leasehold? Now, leasehold is more applying on villas. If you're buying landed property, because as foreigners, we can't own freehold villas. So the most we can do is 30-year leasehold and renewable after 30 years. So depending on what you're looking to buy, you can do a freehold condo or leasehold villa. Now, just now I was telling you about, the renting as well, because renting is also another option, right? Which is, you need to rent for at least paying a rental of $2,700 a month, or about 85,000 Thai baht. This is actually what you can do as well to get the golden visa. Okay. Now let's go back again to buying property. All right. So the first option is the most straightforward, is the one that I highly recommend, which is buying freehold condominium. All right. The two projects which I'm going to introduce to you later is actually buying freehold condo. Now, buying freehold condominium basically requires that you spend at least 3 million Thai baht, okay, which is 95,000 US dollar. That's all. Okay, now I can think of some of the questions that you might have. Now, for example, if you have already bought a property in Thailand in the past, can that property be used to apply for the golden visa? The answer is yes and no, all right? Why yes and no? Is because if that property has been purchased prior to year 2020, that property is not eligible for the golden visa. But if you bought it after year 2020, then it is eligible, right? Of course, if you don't have a property currently in Thailand, then you need to buy one. And the property that you buy can be a property in any location in Thailand. It can be Bangkok, Phuket, Pattaya, Hua Hin, anywhere, all right? So now if you are buying basically landed property or villas, then you are, of course, buying it as a leasehold. You will sign a 30-year leasehold agreement with the lessor or the developer. So in this case, the minimum investment amount is not 3 million. It's 3,060,000 Thai baht, all right? It is not a typo. It's 3,060,000 Thai baht, which is around 97,000 US dollar. That's all, okay? So you can buy a leasehold villa, okay? Now, I'm just curious, which one actually do you prefer? Do you guys actually more interested with a freehold condominium, or you actually really want a villa and you do not mind for leasehold villa, 30 years and renewable? Let me know in the chat box here. Now, when you basically buy the property, then basically you need to buy a completed property, right? A completed project. You can't buy off-plan. Off-plan property, you can't apply for the golden visa until the property is completed and handed over to you, because what you need is the title deed. You need the title deed to apply to submit for the application for the golden visa. Now, apart from the title deed, the other thing that you need to do is basically you need to take a photo of you standing in front of the property. So that means you have to travel to Thailand. So the way to do it is that you have to, when let's say it's a condominium, when you get into the entrance at the lobby, take a photo of yourself. At the background is the property, all right? And then go to the actual unit, okay? Let's say your apartment, your condominium on the fifth floor, for example, unit 01. Just stand in front of the unit and take a picture. If you can enter into the unit, you can take a picture as well. That's the best. But if you can't, maybe because you rented it out, you can't go in, but you can take a picture with the address of the unit there as well, and that is also all right. Okay, you do need to submit that photos. Okay, so anyway, this is for you to know the nitty-gritty of the application process, but we actually going to assist you, so you don't have to worry about that. So we make sure that all these and all the small nitty-gritty stuff is covered. Okay. Now, the third option, like I said, it can be renting as well, right? If you are not intending to buy, you want to rent, yes, you can. You have to sign a minimum of a 1-year lease, and you have to pay the first time. You have to pay a 3-month rent in advance because that's going to get you a 3-month visa first, and then after that you go to get another renewal, which is for 12 months. Then in that case, you have to pay a 12 months rental in advance. All right, so it's always rental in advance because they're worried that you rent the property and you don't actually fulfill the rental payment. All right, so they want you to see that you actually paid the full rental, and then they will give you the visa for that period. So this is also another way to do it. Now for renting property, there's another condition though. You must only rent from the local Thai individual or a local Thai company. You can't rent the property from a foreigner, right? This is also a very unique condition when it comes to renting. Now, but to be very honest, for myself, I much prefer that, I would recommend that you actually buy a property, whether it's a villa or a freehold condominium. Of course, I think if there's no particular reason you really need a villa, I think the freehold condominium will work out just fine, all right? Now, the reason is because, for, the rental that you collect from the property, that can actually be used to cover not just the maintenance cost of the property, but it's also the extra additional money can be used to pay for the renewal fee of the Golden Visa, because there is a renewal fee, and not many people will tell you about that. So I want you to know, the full details so that you know that there is actually cost involved every year to renew the Golden Visa, all right? So here, basically, if you are just renting, the money is gone, nothing, no more. But if you are buying, the money that you collect is more than enough to pay for the maintenance of the property. And of course, I think it's more than enough to pay for your Golden Visa, depending on how many people in your family members, all right? Anyway, so talking about the family member, okay, the criteria for family is being defined as, yourself as the main applicant, and you can bring your legal spouse, all right? And then you can also bring your children. Your children has to be age 20 and below. And you can actually bring your parents, all right? The parents of the main applicant, not the parent-in-law. Right, so depending on which set of parents that you want to bring, okay, then you choose which one of you, the spouse, to be the main applicant. All right, so you guys can actually have a think about that. Okay, so let me know in the comment here how many family members do you have, so maybe we can actually give you a suggestion what's the best way. All right. Now here, in terms of the documents, it's pretty straightforward of what you need to submit, from, of course, the application form, which we will be more than happy to assist you to fill up, your passport, your marriage certificate, birth certificates of your kids and stuff like that, all right? So if the documents are not in Thai, we have to actually get it translated into Thai. And once again, this is something that we will assist you to do. Now, the visa, I've already covered this a bit just now. So for the first approval, it's for 90 days. And then after that, you'll be renewed for 12 months, all right? So that's how it works. So every year thereafter, as long as you hold on to the property, do not sell it, or if you're renting, make sure you renew the lease and pay the rental in advance, then you can actually extend for another 12 months. Now, this thing is, once you secure the Golden Visa today, this Golden Visa will be for you forever. You can actually keep doing this unless you did something wrong, okay? You got yourself into some legal issues, get caught by the police for something that you did in the country. I guess they will revoke your Golden Visa. Otherwise, there's no reason why you will lose your Golden Visa as long as you hold on to the property. Now, what is the actual cost that it involves in applying for the Golden Visa? Now, this is the first cost. It's actually a one-time fee. You need to be a member of the Thailand Long Stay Company. Now, the Thailand Long Stay Company is an entity that's been created late last year by the Thai government, the Thai authorities, which is actually a joint venture with the Thailand Tourism Board, right? So basically here, for you to actually apply for the Golden Visa, first of all, you have to be a member of the Thailand Long Stay, and anyone can be a member. You just need to pay a membership fee. The membership fee is 4,000 Thai baht for a period of 20 years, not 4,000 Thai baht one time for 1 year, right? It's for 20 years. So it's only just $130 US. That's all, one-time payment for 20 years for each person. So if you're a family of 4, then it's 4,000 Thai baht times 4 individuals. All right. Now this is a one-time payment. Now what about the every year? Every year there is a payment of 27,000 Thai baht per individual. So which works out to be about $850 per individual to the Thailand long stay company. All right. So once again, if you're a family of 4, then every year you have to pay 27,000 Thai baht times 4. So this is the cost to renew the Golden Visa. That's why I was telling you that it's important. Perhaps you might want to consider buying a property because your rental income that you collect, the rental yield is very attractive. In Thailand, in Bangkok, could be 5 to 6%. In Phuket, can be like 8 to even 10% or even 12%, right? So here, it's more than enough to cover the cost of the renewal. Now for Sansiri, which is the developer behind the 2 projects, I will tell you more about who is Sansiri. This is actually the top developer in Thailand, number 1 developer in Thailand. So they actually have a special, program, special, I guess, incentive for their buyers. All right. Now, if you buy properties from Sansiri, like the new projects or whatever they're selling now to join this Golden Visa, they are going to first of all waive the first year application fee for you, all right? Not application fee, not the membership fee, but the 27,000 Thai baht, they're going to waive it for you for one individual, right? So it's a family of 4, only the one main applicant, they actually pay for you, all right? The other family members you pay. But the good news is you don't have to pay 27,000 per person. You pay 25,000 per person. So they got a special deal with the Thai authorities because they are Sansiri, and because another thing is Sansiri, the owner of Sansiri was actually the former Prime Minister of Thailand. So I guess there's some special relationships. Okay, but anyway, I'm sure it's not that. It's just that Sansiri is it's a big developer and they have some influence on the program. So anyway, they got a special deal and they get fast track service as well. Fast track service means that, when you come to Thailand, the Thai Elite program I told you where you pay a lot of money so you can actually get into Thailand going through the fast track, and you don't have to queue at the immigration. So here they actually have that, but only 5 times a year, all right? But no buggy service. No buggy service means that, when you get off the plane, there is no buggy waiting for you. You still have to walk to the fast track and go through yourself, right? But here, for those Thai Elite program members, they have a buggy waiting for you, right? But anyway, it's still good enough. 5 times a year, there's no queue at immigration, so that's perfect. Okay. Now, priority application process is also very important because now there are a lot of people applying for this. So there is actually a queue, right? So it's getting a bit slower. So here, if you are buying from Sansiri, you jump the queue, right? You get a fast track treatment over here. So this is what Sansiri, is offering. And in the future, when you renew the Golden Visa, instead of paying 27,000 Thai baht per person, you are paying 25,000. So this is a lot of cost savings, but you have to pay cash at the immigration office, all right? Not using credit card because they don't want to incur credit card charges. So this is actually the condition. Anyway, if you guys are very interested, please leave your contact details. We will get our colleague to come back to you with the full information about the Thailand Golden Visa. We have produced a booklet with all the detailed information. We will send a copy to you. You can study it. And if you're interested, we can assist you, all right? Now, let's come back to the developer. Who is Sansiri? Now, Sansiri, here is some slides, we took from developer. Says here they are the top 3 developer in Thailand. I think Sansiri is just being very humble, all right? To me, Sansiri is the number 1 developer in Thailand. They are the biggest, they are the longest track record. We've done a lot of business with them. They are publicly listed. If I were to put kind of like show who they are, in a way, comparing to developer in other countries. If you guys are familiar with Dubai, probably Emaar will come to mind. So Sansiri to me is like the Emaar of Thailand, all right? The Emaar of Thailand. So if you're in Hong Kong, now this is the Sun Hong Kai of Hong Kong, all right? So they are that kind of quality and that kind of status. So, a lot of people love Sansiri because the quality is amazing. They do a good job and their projects are usually located in amazing location, all right? Anyway, so Sansiri, these are the senior management team. So this person over here on the far right is Kun Srita. So Kun Srita over here as well. So I have been working with him and his team for more than 10 years now. So basically Kun Srita actually is the former prime minister that I told you about, right? So having the former prime minister of Thailand as the owner of Sansiri, I certainly hope that gives you more confidence of who the developer is and who you're investing with, and and in the if the issue is about whether they are able to get you the golden visa, I don't really have to worry too much about that. And of course, especially with us, being in business with them for so long, we know them very, very well. We are really confident on Sansiri being able to deliver what they promised. Okay. Here's a very old article talking about Sansiri going overseas with us, our Asia Bankers Club. Since 2013, we actually started this business, even our company, the very first market we brought in actually was Thailand. So that was back in 2012, 2013, working with Sansiri. We have launched so many projects in Thailand, from Bangkok to Pattaya, Hua Hin, Chiang Mai, everywhere. And we have actually sold more than 10,000 units, doing all these big road shows around the world, in Hong Kong, in Taipei, in Shanghai, Beijing, that we just went everywhere, Singapore, and we're selling like 150, 200 units a weekend. So we have done so much, and that's why our team is very, very familiar with Thailand. And for the last 8 years consecutively, we have been winning this award as the top agency for Sansiri year after year. And of course, Sansiri themselves is also an award-winning developer. Every year they win like the top developer award in Thailand. Now, this is the flagship development of Sansiri, the 98 Wireless, which is at Plunchit in Bangkok. Now, this project is today the most expensive project in Bangkok. When we first sold this project, I think it was probably about 500,000 or 600,000 Thai baht per square meter. Today it's already more than 1 million Thai baht per square meter. So this project is just right next to the US Embassy. It's designed by Ralph Lauren, and this is the most amazing project in Thailand, and it is by Sansiri. I hope that gives you further comfort in terms of the quality that Sansiri can deliver. Now, Sansiri also owns another company called Plus Property, which is a 100% owned subsidiary of Sansiri. And Plus Property also, it's a very strong company. They offer property leasing and property management services to you, especially for foreigners. You're not living in Thailand, or maybe this is just a second home. You need somebody to help you to manage the property, to lease it out, to do the cleaning and stuff like that. So you have Plus Property, and of course you have our company, Asia Bankers Club, with our office in Bangkok and Phuket to assist you as well. So you don't have to worry about the after sales service. All right. Now, I've already described the Golden Visa and about Sansiri. So if you guys have any question, please help to write them here. I will do my best to reply you later. All right. Now, let's go through the two projects. All right. The first one is Flow by Sansiri in Bangkok. Now, this project is amazing. We were involved in the selling of this project during the off-plan period. That was about 2 years ago. We have sold probably about 140, 150 units here to our Hong Kong buyers. All right. So that's why our team knows this project very, very well. So now I would like to offer this as an option for you, because we love that project. We know we believe that there's a strong investment value, and we have managed to find some units from the developer which are priced around 3 million. So just perfect for your Golden Visa application. All right. Now the project is over here. It's actually by the river, by Chao Phraya River. It's very close to the biggest shopping mall in not just Thailand, Southeast Asia, the Icon Siam. Icon Siam is just a 10 minutes walk, all right? And about 5 minutes walk is actually the Klong Sang BTS station. So we're very close to one of the Sky train station. So if you want to just walk to the station, 5 minutes, and you can take one station to this here, and then you are at the mall. Or you can just walk for 10 minutes, you are at the mall. It's really not that far, right? So now in terms of location, over here, you can see this is a river. So just across the river is Sathorn, which is the financial district. We are on the other side of the river, right? So this is the location of this Flow by Sansiri. So it's a 10 minutes walk to the biggest mall, not just in Thailand, but in Southeast Asia. This is how that shopping mall looks like, okay? We have the flagship Apple store here as well. We have all these luxury brands, whatever you can think of. It's actually in Icon Siam. So many things you can do. The cinemas, of course, the basement, there's like a really nice food court. And of course, being able to live next to the river, that gives you that amazing riverside living with the nice restaurants and bars and clubs and all the hotels along the river. It's amazing, right? So now we are on this side of the river. If you look at the other side of the river, that is the financial district. You see this building here, this very interesting building is called the Mahanakon building, or the King Power. All right, the King Power is the duty free. So this building is also where you find the Ritz-Carlton residences, and then all the banks, okay, you name it, the Citibank, HSBC, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, everybody is here. So for people who actually work in the financial district, they don't really want to live in the financial district. They want to be, over this side of the river because the rental is much cheaper and it's more a residential area. In this city center here, in the evening, it's very quiet. There's nothing much. So people want to be on this side of the river. So here, being close to Icon Siam, of course, you also get that fireworks, during countdown. So now, in Thailand, in Bangkok, the fireworks is not just once a year. It's at least 4 to 5 times a year. There's so many celebration, happening here at the river, because when you want to do fireworks, it has to be by the river. You can't do it in Sukhumvit, in the downtown area, because there are too many buildings. You're going to get some of these buildings on fire, right? So you come to the river. So for us, we have our project close to the river. It's amazing, and we get the fireworks view as well. Now, Icon Siam is also where they host the Miss Universe Thailand every year. So if you guys are really into Miss Universe, you can walk 10 minutes every year to come and watch the Miss Universe Thailand, all right? Now, apart from that, we also have the river taxi, which is at Icon Siam. So we can just walk to the river taxi here, catch a taxi. It's free, by the way. You can just go around the different places along the river. One of it is actually adjacent to the river on the other side, which is Asiatic. So it's just a 10 minutes river taxi ride. So you come here, it's a very touristy area. You have like nice restaurants and bars by the river, and they are actually apparently going to transform this place into like a Disney Wonderland, right? So now for us, coming back to our location, our project is over here, Flow by Sansiri. You see that just now on the right hand side is the Icon Siam. On the left hand side, there's this road here called Tha Ding Dang Road. Tha Ding Dang Road is just at 2 minutes walk away. It's very convenient. This is where the local people like to hang out. This is where you get the wet market. You can do your groceries, at a fraction of the price in all the big cities around the world. You have a lot of really nice, local Thai food here, restaurants, those noodle shops. I love it. The morning breakfast, the satay is amazing. You guys into the stinky durians, they have it here. And, this place is so popular that even Blackpink, Lisa, actually comes here a lot, and it became even more popular after she started coming here, right? So this is the place to be. So we are just 2 minutes walk away to Tha Ding Dang Road. And then we of course have the the hotels, 5-star hotels around us. So we have Millennium Hilton, 5 minutes drive, Mandarin Oriental, 5 minutes drive, and Shangri-La, 5 minutes drive as well. So you can see that having all these hotels close to us, then it shows that this is a great location. How can it go wrong? If you have so many hotels here, that means that there are a lot of tourists who actually hang out here. So this place cannot be in the middle of nowhere, right? So we are actually really close to all the 5-star hotel and resorts. Now, of course, the other side of the river is our Sathorn Financial District. It's just a 10 minutes drive. If you want to take the train, the Sky Train, from our location, walk 5 minutes to the station, it's about 4 stations away to Sathorn. So it's really not that far. So in less than 10 minutes, you get there anyway, okay? Now, coming back to the project, Flow by Sansiri. So this project has a total of 508 units. It's only just one building, 23 story. So this project just completed late last year, so now just being handed over. That's why, this project actually, in fact, it was almost sold out previously, but, we managed to get some units back because there was some small amount of units being cancelled. Okay, so that's why we got some of the units. So that's why I think it's perfect, and the developer did not increase the price. These are old prices and now being offered for Golden Visa. So I think that's a great deal. Okay, now the rental yield, you can estimate around 5 to 6% per annum. So you can rent out for 1 year basis. Now, this is basically how the building looks like. This is a CGI, by the way. It's a computer-generated image. This is the river. Of course, the project already completed now, so I will show you the real image later. But this is CGI. I just want to show you because it shows you the distance to the station, which is over here. And this is the Icon Siam, which is a 10 minutes walk away. And that's where you get the fireworks, right? So imagine yourself living here. It does not matter which unit you buy, how high the floors or which facing. When it comes to fireworks, you just go up to the rooftop. There's a rooftop garden, so everybody will probably hang out at the rooftop to watch the fireworks. All right. Now this is the river view. So one of the units, we have this picture of the view, so you can see in fact the river, how far it is from our project. It's not too far away. And here is basically Banyan Tree residence, by the way. Okay, it's over here. And over here is Saton, right? The financial district. So you can give you an idea of how the view looks like. Okay. Now this is the actual photo. This is not a rendering. This is not CGI. This is real image. So this is how the building currently looks like. Okay, that's how close the river is. All right. And this is the rooftop. I was telling you about the rooftop garden where you can, watch the fireworks. Okay, there's a swimming pool over here, the rooftop garden, and this is the sky gym. All right, we have a very nice sky gym that overlooks the river. So here, the facilities is amazing, for this price, honestly, the design. I was just there about 2 weeks ago. I was in Thailand. I was in actually both Bangkok and Phuket. So I actually visited these to take a look, and I took some photos and videos as well. So if you guys are interested with this project, you want to watch the video, please leave your contact details. We'll get the video, the link sent to you. All right, so you can actually watch it. So here, this is how the gym looks like. Okay, this is the Sky Lounge. It's a very nice place. The Wi-Fi is going to be a high-speed Wi-Fi. Of course, you can sit here and do your work. You can see the river view as well. And this is what you get for 95,000 US. Okay, this is a Golden Visa eligible. So units like this, of course, it does not. We do have actually furniture package for free this time. So, but not like this. Okay, it's a bit different. But you don't get the pillows and stuff, right? But otherwise, it's going to be fully furnished. Okay, but not the design, not the showroom design. But this is it's kind of to give you an idea how you can turn it around and look something like this. Okay, pretty cool. I mean, if you want to use it for your own second home, or if you want to rent it out, it's fine as well. Gets you good rental income. Okay. Now, like I said, we don't have a lot of units. I mean, we have other projects, of course. Don't worry, we won't be running out of stocks to sell. I mean, in the short period of time. So, but here, this project, is the one that we highly recommend out of all the projects that we have in Bangkok, because we really think that the investment value is very high, and the unit price is close to 3 million, not too expensive. All right, because honestly, the trick here is that to find a project in very good location with good high investment value, that there is a chance that you can make good money, both in terms of rental income and capital appreciation, and yet have to try to be closer to 3 million. It is not easy, all right? Because once you get into Sukhumvit, the price will be like 10 million and above. So here we have something that, we see a lot of value, and being close to 3 million, this is not easy to find. Anyway, these are some of the recommended units. You see that we still have discounts by the developer to offer you. So this is an amazing deal, but you have to be really fast, all right? Now, the estimated rental yield for this project is around 5%. Of course, you don't have to worry about finding the tenant. Our company will assist you with finding the tenant. So, of course, there's a small fee that we charge you for finding the tenant, right? So, and managing the property for you, right? So, ultimately, it's still a very good deal. It's basically, a hassle-free investments for you, okay? Now, the developer is throwing in, special promotion. If you guys want to buy one of the unit here for Golden Visa purposes, they're actually going to throw in the furniture package for free. And also the other thing is, just now we're talking about the first 1 year of the fee for the Thailand Golden Visa. They're going to waive it for you. And then going forward, instead of 27,000 Thai baht, you pay just 25,000 Thai baht. So all this special promotion is really just for this session, for our clients. You have to grab it because because they might change this plan anytime because the units sold out, they're going to cancel these, right? So this is not something that you can get so easily from other developers, but because of, this special case of Golden Visa and because of the relationship that we have with the developer, we basically come out with this special kind of promotion that I hope that, you guys will go for, right? Because, I'm grateful that Sansiri is so supportive, to actually offer this to our investors, okay? Now I would like to go for the next project now. So if you guys, are not into Bangkok or you want to maybe explore to see, what we have in Phuket, all right, then I will introduce you the next project, which is called Base Phuket, okay? Now, of course, coming to Phuket, you have the kind of, idea of being close to the beach, So this is what, of course, Phuket has to offer. Now, our project called Base Phuket by Sansiri, it's actually over here in this location. We are basically about 10 minutes, 15 minutes drive away to the beach, all right? And we are basically, on here, which are close to Phuket City, to the town center, right? So for you guys who are not familiar with Phuket, perhaps I'll just go through very quickly, to guide you on this island. So Phuket Island is probably the size of Singapore as a country. We have a bridge here that connects to the mainland. This is the international airport. The west coast is where you find most of the famous beaches like Bangtao Beach is where Banyan Tree is, the Laguna Phuket. Kamala Beach, where the Intercon is. Patong Beach is a crazy party beach, all right? So we're actually quite close to it as well. And then Phuket Town is where the old Phuket Town is. We are actually next to the biggest shopping mall, which is called Central Phuket. The biggest mall in Phuket is actually Central Phuket. You see, we really love shopping mall, right? Because the first project was also within 10 minutes walk to the biggest mall in whole of Southeast Asia. Now here we get you another project, which is 10 minutes walk to the biggest mall in Phuket. So I know what you guys are thinking. Why don't you get me a project close to the beach, right? Well, the problem is I can't get you a project for 3 million close to the beach. It's not easy. It's almost impossible. If you can raise your budget to 5 million or more, yes, we can go closer to the beach, or maybe, even 5 is difficult to be honest, but, maybe smaller units. Maybe you have to walk a bit. But if you really want to be next to the beach, then you'll be like 10 million and above, all right? So, I mean, if you want those, yes, we can find you those. But, if you are not looking to that, you just want to, fulfill that requirement of 3 million, you want to invest in something that is of good investment value, that can appreciate in value, can generate you like 8 to 10% rental yield. So this is the one that we will recommend, right? So this is how Central Phuket looks like. So our project is about 10 minutes walk. So it's just about 500 meters away. So here, apart from all the shops, you have a very nice food court on the basement. You have the supermarket as well. It's a huge grocery store. So if you guys want to do your groceries, I mean, you can walk here for 10 minutes, or there's actually another smaller one like a Tesco, which is just a 2 minutes walk from our project, right? So depending on how serious grocery shopping you're going to do, okay? So all these are expensive brands, branded stuff, Gucci, LV, Prada, Hermes, they are all inside Central Phuket, okay? So this is, why this project, this is something that is of good value, is because you think about it, right? People who come to Phuket, if you are here to actually stay for a few months, a year, you probably wouldn't want to be at the beach all the time and get, suntan, sunburn, right? So you probably will want to be close to the amenities, the schools, the mall, okay, the cinema, right? The supermarkets, those you can't really get that at the beach, right? The beach resorts area. So you will come here. That's why this location will attract more the local people and the people who are here to stay for longer term, okay? Maybe even for yourself. If you're thinking about coming to Phuket with your family, you want to be close to the schools, the town center, you probably want to be here and you don't mind to drive 20 minutes to the beach, right? So this is the perfect location. So the Phuket Old Town is 10 minutes away. The Phuket Old Town is a very interesting place, UNESCO heritage site, a lot of nice cafes, restaurants. You can go cafe hopping, You can go to Patong Beach, which is just 20 minutes away. Patong Beach, of course, this place never sleeps, they're always partying, So no worry, it's 20 minutes away. You're not going to hear all this noise, all right? But here, if you are looking to party, you can come here. You can go and watch those interesting shows. They have a lot of those world-class entertainment shows in Phuket. You can go for golf. We're actually quite close to one of the really famous golf resorts. We're also very close to the actually biggest water park. It's called Andamanda Water Park in Phuket. We are close to it as well. Now, this is, well, what has the Queen of England got to do with this project? Well, because we wanted to show you this burgundy colored car, right? Because this car apparently is the second most expensive car in the world and is colored burgundy, okay, which is the color of our project, okay? So now our project base Phuket, this is how it looks like. So this is not a CGI, this is the real photo, right? So here how's the lobby, the co-working space, the lounge area. It's very, very spacious. Once again, I was here just 2 weeks ago. If you guys want to see the video, let me know. We'll get it sent to you. So here you can see, this is how the like a clubhouse on the ground floor, and then outside there's a very nice swimming pool, right? So this is, I know I was there 2 weeks ago. I was there around 5 p.m. I remember it's around 5 p.m. It was so amazing. There are a lot of people, a lot of expatriates. I see a lot of Westerns, a lot of people from UK actually, in fact, okay? So the gym, okay, it's very nice, okay? I think it's because of the location, being so close to the shopping mall. I'm sure there are a lot of expatriates actually want to live here, right? So here, the lobby area during the evening time, so it's going to be, with security, 24-hour security, of course, it's very safe. There's nothing you have to worry about. It's living in Phuket, okay? Now, the units will look something like this, okay, for 3 million Thai baht or 95,000 US. So you will get something like this. And once again, they throw in the furniture items as well as a free promotion for this Golden Visa purpose, all right? So here are some photos, I'm just going fast. If you want to get a copy of this presentation deck, once again, let me know. Leave your contact details. We will send the entire deck to you so you can actually study the details in more, the information in more details, right? Now here also, we have some recommended units. I mean, we have more units than these, but not so much, right? But actually, we shortlisted some of the key ones, the one that that actually is closer to 3 million and the best view that we can get based on this budget, right? So this is what we will propose, okay? The estimated rental yield for this will be much higher. You can estimate, up to 10% a year, okay? Because they are basically a lot of people that will want to rent from you for a minimum of 30 days. By the way, talking about rental, this is something that I need to make sure you understand. Thailand, actually, if you want to rent, most people will do a yearly lease, 1 year lease, right? If you want to do short-term lease, Airbnb is only allowed for minimum of 30 days, okay? Not daily, okay? You can't run it like a hotel, it's illegal, all right? So minimum 30 days. And in Phuket, there are a lot of people who come here to stay for a couple of months. The Russians who come here to escape winter, the British who come here, because they're digital nomads, they can work from home. There are people who are coming from China, because of winter as well, to escape winter. So there are many reasons people come here to stay for a couple of months. So you can actually rent to them, all right? So that's why the rental yield in Phuket is much more higher. And this is not because Airbnb, by the way. 10% is actually long-term lease, okay? Like long 1 year lease, okay? Easily 8 to 10, all right? But if you do Airbnb, I think you can get much higher, even 12 or 13% a year. Now, developer is throwing in the free furniture package as part of the promotion, and of course the same promotion for the visa application applies. The first year fee is waived, and then after that you only pay 25,000 Thai baht instead of 27,000 Thai baht per person per year. Okay, now I'm actually almost coming to the end of the presentation. If you're still here, I'm so happy that you're staying, to hear all this. I hope you enjoy it so far. Do leave your comment. Let me know how you find this webinar, or if you think there are things that I can improve on in the future to make it better. I will do that. All right. Thank you so much for your feedback. Now, coming here, I would like to quickly cover some important points about, the freehold condominium, the way it works, all right? Because I've just been very vague just now talking about freehold condo. I was telling you that foreigners can buy freehold condominium, but how does it actually work, okay? Now, here, this is how it works, right? There is a condominium law in Thailand where basically it says that foreigners can own condominium units, all right, up to 49% of the total space area in a condominium project, Okay, what does that mean? All right. Now let me give you an example. If you have, let's say, 100 units in the development. All right. So 100 units. Okay, and let's say 100 units. Every unit is of the same size. All right. I have to make an assumption that it's the same size because we are working on the total space area, total sellable space area. Right. So now, if every unit is of the same size, then collectively, us or as foreigners, we can buy up to 49 units. The remaining 51 units have to be sold to the local Thai, right? Because we're working on the space area. Now, when you buy a unit out of that 49 units, that unit is 100% freehold title for you. It's freehold forever. You can pass on to the next generation, it'll be freehold. You can sell it to another foreigner, it is freehold to that person. You can sell it to a local Thai, it is freehold as well. That's how it works, right? Now, this is very important. So we have to buy under the foreign quota. Now, so if you want to buy on the resale market, you have to be more careful, because if you are buying from a foreigner, then it's fine. But if you're buying a resale property from a local Thai, you have to make sure to check with the juristic office whether the foreign quota is still available, right? So it's a bit more tricky. That's why we recommend that you buy first hand from developer. That is the safest, because the developer will always check to make sure that when they offer you freehold title, it is still within the quota, all right? Now, on the right-hand side of the slide here, basically, I want to give you an advice about buying property in Thailand, okay? Basically, the important advice is this, right? So when you buying property in Thailand, you have to always make sure that the money from overseas comes in foreign currency, like US dollar. Do not pay the developer with Thai baht. Let's say you open a bank account in Thailand, you put some money there in Thai baht, and you use the money to pay the developer. Never do that, all right? Because if you do that, the problem will come in. You are not able to get a document called the FET, which stands for Foreign Exchange Transaction Certificate. Without the FET, you are not able to get the title deed of the property, and you're not able to repatriate your money out of Thailand later after you resell the property. So this is a very important step that you have to do, right? So anyway, so we have done so many, we have so more than 10,000 units. So we are really experienced in this. So, apart from this, of course, there are still a few more small other things that we need to make sure that you follow, but this is the most important one. So you do the actual, important steps properly, then nothing is wrong. You will actually, do very well in these investments. And of course, to help you secure the Golden Visa, all right? So that's very important. Now, what about, when you're buying property in Thailand, what are the costs like, okay? A typical cost for condominium will be a transfer fee of 1% that you have to pay, okay, at handover. So the transfer fee for condominium is actually usually 2%. But the developer, because the seller, which is the developer, will share that with you 50-50. That's why you pay 1%, all right? Now, on top of that, you need to pay a sinking fund to the developer for the project. Sorry, this slide is not related to the two projects. That's why the sinking fund is a bit high. It's 800 baht per square meter, because this is for another project which is more high end. Usually for this kind of project, I would say the sinking fund is probably about 500 baht, 500 to 600 baht, right? But it's a one-time payment per square meter. Depending on how big the unit is. If you're buying a 30 square meter, that is 30 square meter times 800 baht and one-time payment, that's all. It goes into what they call a sinking fund, is to use, the money is going to be used to maintain the property, that's all, right? So in this case, you see, the total buying cost is just 1.3% in this case, all right? So this is actually much, much lower than many cities around the world. I mean, if you guys are familiar with, say, for example, like Dubai, right? Dubai has a DLD fee of 4%. Right, when you buy. In Abu Dhabi, it's an ADGM fee of 2%, right? So here it's just 1%, all right? So you see, it's so much cheaper than many big cities, okay? Now, when you, before we come to the selling cost, actually one thing I want to talk about is, your rental income, right? So when you collect your rental income, let's say the 10%, do you have to pay tax, right? That's probably the question you might want to ask. Now, there is no income tax to pay as foreigners because we don't have a tax ID. So foreigners do not pay income tax on the rental income. So that income, you can keep it without tax, right? This is how it has been working so far in Thailand. But when you exit the property, this is the one that you can't get out of. You have to pay, all right? So what does it mean? What do you pay? Okay, now here, so you bought the property, let's say today, okay, for 3 million Thai baht, okay? Next, say, maybe, 1 year later, you sell it, okay? 1 year later, you sell it for 6 million Thai baht, double, okay? Very good example, yeah? Double the price in 1 year, okay? So how much do you have to pay? So there is no capital gain tax, by the way. Okay, so basically the way it works is this: because you sold it within 1 year, that means you sold it in less than 5 years. All right, you have to pay what they call specific business tax (XBT), which is 3.3% on the selling price. So now you have sold it for 6 million Thai baht. You have to pay 3.3% on 6 million Thai baht. That's all. Okay. But if you hold the property for more than 1 year, that means more than 5 years, that means you sold it on the year 6, for example, then you only pay stamp duty, 0.5% on the selling price, which in this case is still 6 million. So 0.5 on 6 million. All right. So basically, you see, that's why I put here 3.3% or 0.5%, not both, either one. All right. So my advice to all investors is this: if you buy property in Thailand, hold it for at least 5 years before you resell, because then you only pay stamp duty 0.5% on your selling price. There is no capital gain tax. It does not matter whether you make a gain or you make a loss, you just pay 0.5% if you sell it after 5 years. Okay. Now, on top of that, there's also another item called withholding tax that you have to pay. Withholding tax range from 1 to 3% on the selling price. Once again, it depends on how long you hold the property for and how much money, how much gain you make, right? Or sorry, or your tax bracket. Sorry, not the amount of gain you make, but your individual tax bracket. It sounds a bit complicated, but don't worry. I just want to simplify it for you. So the same advice applies. If you hold the property for more than 5 years, then your withholding tax is probably just 1%. If you do it too fast, then it's 3%, all right? So all in all, very easy. Hold it for more than 5 years. In the best case scenario, you pay 0.5 plus 1%. That's why I say total selling cost for long-term investor is 1.5%. The worst case for you, if you buy today, you sell tomorrow, then quite likely you are paying 3.3% plus 3%. So it's 6.3%. That is your worst case scenario, right? So that's how the taxes works in Thailand. It's actually pretty reasonable and quite straightforward, all right? Anyway, I hope that actually you don't get too confused. If you have questions, you might not, you didn't get it, okay, you want to maybe talk to us and ask more questions about that, please leave your contacts. We'll get somebody to come back to you and explain that to you again, all right? Now, well, I just want to conclude my presentation by showing you, what's happening in Singapore, right, with the Singapore Citizenship by Investment Program, okay, CBI program. Now, Singapore, if you want to get, the Golden Visa, the citizenship, right, there is. Before, it was investment of 2.5 million Singapore dollar, which is around, like 2 million US, okay? Today, they've changed the rule. Just about 2 years ago, they changed the rule. Now, they need you to invest 25 million Singapore dollar, 10 times the amount from previously, all right? So there's like 20 million US dollar you need to invest into Singapore companies, not real estates, in order to get the citizenship in Singapore. Why are we talking about Singapore? Is because I just want to show you a case study where the program can just change like this automatically because it's too popular and it makes it 10 times the investment amount. So same like this can happen in Thailand. So what you hear today, 3 million Thai baht, is not going to be here forever. You got to act fast because they will change the rule once, because I already see the trend. So many people applying, apart from everybody is getting on the queue. Once I know they have a quota because they've said it, there's a quota. Once they reach the quota, they're going to either stop it or maybe they change the terms, right? So programs come and go. So this is something that's very unique. I would urge you to actually go for it and secure it while you can, all right? So anyway, that's the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoy it. If you guys have any question, of course, please let us know. We basically here to help you. So we have our office. We have our office in Hong Kong. That's our headquarters. We of course have another second headquarters in Dubai. We have our office in Bangkok, in Phuket, in Ho Chi Minh City, in Shanghai as well. So we have a lot of people, a lot of colleagues can actually come here to assist you. So if you are interested, if you want to come over to Thailand to visit, to do your Golden Visa, so our teammates can actually be there to greet you, to show you around. So please contact us and we will assist you. If you are interested with one of the 2 properties just now, let us know. We will get somebody to send you more information and assist you, because buying property in Thailand does not require you to travel to Thailand. When you apply for the Golden Visa, you can do it without coming to Thailand as well. And you only come to Thailand after it's been approved, okay? So everything can be done remotely. So our team They are more than enough in terms of experience to actually guide you and make sure that you do it properly. Because honestly, the Golden Visa, it looks pretty straightforward, but there's one more thing I want to say. Make sure you do it right on day one, because if you make a mistake and you submitted the application and it get rejected and you want to redo it, that I think is going to be a bit more difficult because it has been rejected before. So just want to make sure you get it right on one time and just get the Golden Visa, right? So we have been helping a lot of clients to get it. We know how to do it, so we want to provide that service to you. Okay. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Once again, let us know if you have any questions or if you want us to get back to you. And also, I'm going to leave a link here for you to download our company brochure. If you guys are interested to join as a member of Asia Bankers Club, we do have complimentary membership as well, our blue member, or if you want to be a platinum member, we also have that. For more details, take a look at the brochures and the booklet of Asia Bankers Club. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.